This is the Mickey Miles and More podcast, your one-stop for information on Disney races, Disney vacations, Disney theme parks, and more. Now, here are your hosts for the Mickey Miles and More podcast, Michelle Scribner-McLean, Chris Eliopoulos, and Mike Scopa.
Welcome home, Milers, and welcome back to another episode of Mickey Miles and More, a podcast where three friends talk about the Disney parks, the Disney races, and whatever else comes up. I'm Chris Eliopoulos, and with me, as always, is Dr. Michelle Scribner-McLean. Doc, you getting excited?
42.
42.
Oh, sorry, that was another
Wrong.
another reference to something else. Yes, getting excited. Still working like a crazy woman, but getting excited. We're in the red zone now.
Getting there.
Countdown.
I love that. Explain to our listeners the color code sequence that Mike has created for your trip. Or any trips, really, right?
Yeah, go ahead with
it. Okay, so we have different zones. So I get an update every day, or either we're in the green zone, and then I'm shaking his head. So I guess
whatever.
I'm already wrong. So
you could just say it's a color zone, right?
So it's a color zone. Then we were in the red-orange zone for a while, and then.
But what does it indicate?
The red zone, the urgency with which we have to prepare, and
so it's a countdown.
Which everything has to be checked off the list, right? So now I think there's a blinking red zone, but I'm not really.
So
Friday's the blinking red zone.
So like one zone is you have to make reservations, and one zone is pack your bags, and one zone is like check your reservations.
There's a whole room. There's a whole room for the bag packing.
Oh, dear.
This is, as I've mentioned many times before, I used to lead safaris to Africa. This is like up there, and
even more planning. Are you getting your shots before you go? Are you getting your? So,
yeah.
Technically, you're getting checked, right?
So, but anyway, I want to tell you that I'm drinking a fine glass of wine from the Skywalker Vineyards.
Very
cool. So there's my Star Wars connection. So as we podcast and we're passing through the zones, that's how I'm coping with everything.
And perfect timing today, as we record, it was the last episode of Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Have you seen it?
I did.
La, la, la.
I'm not going to say a word.
I thought we went through this. I'm not watching this because I've just had it with all of these things.
Who said?
You.
When did I say that?
Didn't he?
Mm-hmm. I never said I was not going to watch all these things.
I'm just saying you and McGregor all day, every day.
Oh, yeah.
And that little girl who plays Princess Leia.
Doors.
Whatever. I mean, just talk about perfect casting.
Well,
but anyway,
speaking of perfect casting,
yes,
we've got the Dean of Disney with us, Mr. Mike Scopa. Hi, Mike. You ready? Hello. You prepared? You ready to go?
Happy summer. Yep.
Yeah.
What zone are you in tonight?
Summer solstice zone.
A Disney zone.
Oh, how cryptic and yet explains it all. So anyway, what we're going to do in this episode, we're going to start off with a quick news recap from Mr. Scopa, and then we're going to be discussing the Magic Band Plus options, things, whatever they can do. I know nothing about them, so I'm going to be the great foil because I'll have to ask all the questions about somebody who doesn't know anything about it. So, Mike, give us some updates on certain things.
So a couple of things. Actually, there's a lot of stuff that's happened over the last week, but I tried to figure out what would be most interesting to our listeners, especially those who may be traveling to the world of Walt Disney World in the next couple of weeks. They have returned the July 4th celebrations to the Magic Kingdom and to Epcot. Magic Kingdom will have their 4th of July fireworks on the 3rd and the 4th, and Epcot will have theirs on the 4th. I don't think they will be doing it on 2 nights. Finding Nemo, Big Blue Beyond, that show opened a few weeks ago, and apparently they scheduled too many shows. They're not selling out all the shows, so they're not filling out all the shows, so they reduced the number of shows. I'm not sure exactly what the original number was or what the current number is. I want to say it's 3 or 4 now.
Five a day.
I thought that was a lot, but maybe the summer crowds are not there yet, but they've reduced those. Interesting that it's kind of late, but they were announcing some annual pass holder discounts about a week or two ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, and it's kind of late for summer discounts to be announced. But it seemed like they're trying to open up as many discount opportunities as possible, especially Swan and Dolphin, something like 30% off. So that was kind of interesting.
Can I just jump in here to say this just happened? I didn't even tell you about it, but I just got a thing on my Disney Experience, a little notification that there's going to be a new section in the My Disney app called Passholder Buzz. And I think especially in light of everything that we talked about last time with the survey that we're given, it seems like they're trying to woo pass holders and maybe start to expand the pass holder program, but we'll see.
Well,
anyway, I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
I looked to see if
Especially
I could
after
find
last
it.
week's discussion, right?
Right, yeah. I looked to see if I could find it on the app. I don't actually see a place, but I think it was sort of a little animated preview.
It seems every day things like that are happening. They apparently are trying to give guests more access to the characters, and they announced this week that in the Town Square Theater, which is right across from the City Hall and Magic Kingdom, right next to Tony's, Mickey and Minnie will be there for guests to hug and greet and say hi to and all that. And that's kind of interesting. But I think the real exciting news is that on June 26th, there will be a debut in the Magic Kingdom of a new face character. You want to guess which character it is?
Somebody from Encanto?
Yes.
Bruno?
No.
Mirabel?
Mirabel. Face, not fur, face. So that should be interesting.
Oh, face.
She's in a cavalcade, so that's going to be interesting.
Cavalcade.
Yeah. And last but not least, the Disney Wish has landed at Port Canaveral. I think it was almost a 5,000-mile trip from Germany. It's in the port. I'm talking with a friend of the show, Becky Menken of Mouse Fan Travel, MEI Mouse Fan Travel. Becky tells me that some of the cast member previews were canceled and everyone's crossing their fingers. Maybe the ship is not exactly ready, but they are scheduled to christen the ship on June 29th.
So it's not exactly ship shape.
So it's a little ship shape. So
Sorry.
it's going to be
I was doing a
preview on
Scopa
July
there.
10th.
That was my Scopa imitation.
Very good. The inaugural is July 14th, so we'll see.
5,000 miles seems like it's too many miles, but okay.
Maybe 4,700 miles from Germany. I don't know.
No, let the scientists.
Maybe they went the
measure.
wrong way. Maybe they wanted to avoid tolls.
Very nice.
That's it,
All right.
Chris. That's about it.
So, way back in the before times when they introduced the magic bands, they were free to guess. You could choose your color. They had a few number of colors you could choose, and then they started expanding that and providing bands that you could purchase with different things on them, different IPs and different things like that. And they would charge you. And now we're moving on to a world where they charge you for magic bands anyway, but they've introduced this new system called the Magic Band Plus. I know nothing about it since I have canceled my trips and I was not keeping up on this. So I don't know, Michelle, do you want to give me like a sort of brief overview of what these things do?
Well, Mike knows more about it than I do, but
I thought you were the tech person here.
I know. I just haven't had time. It's this thing called work.
What?
From what I understand, they are something that are rechargeable. They have different reactions based on where you are in the park. And the thing that was interesting to me is they have sort of they're a few years behind Universal where they have sort of an interactivity like the Harry Potter wands, where you can go up to certain things and they will react in a certain way, like the gold statues for the 50th anniversary. So I thought, well, they're a little behind, but I think this is a wonderful thing and a great way to spend money. There are different versions of them, you can buy different kinds just as you can the regular magic bands, but they do a lot more things. And I think Mike has much more information on that.
Yeah, I'm sure he has the specifics. I wanted to get the overview from you. So, Mike, what specific things have you learned about this Magic Band Plus?
it's amazing that it's been 12, not 12, it's been 10 years since we've seen
Wow.
Magic Band. Yeah, I remember being down in Walt Disney World and getting one of the first ones. It was they were given out at the old Odyssey restaurant in Epcot. Anyways,
And how many do you have?
I have 36. Anyways, or I had 36. I don't know if all 36 are active. Some of them are gone. Anyways, Magic Band Plus. Michelle did a pretty good job of giving the overview. It was an excellent job. Let's talk about Magic Band Plus. As Michelle said, they're sort of like the next generation of Magic Band. And I think there are a lot of things that have not been announced that we'll be able to do with Magic Band Plus. Let's start off when they're going to be available. They were actually released prematurely, and people
mistake.
bought them by mistake. Yeah, I think it was in May they may have been released. So people were buying them, but they were upset because they're not all the functions have been turned on yet.
So wait a second. They were put out by mistake. People bought them and they're upset that
They can't do certain things, and I'll get to some of the things.
Welcome to Disney Guest.
Yeah.
So
Did you not know this about people? When you thought...
So one of the things that people will notice with the Magic Band Plus is when you enter a park. You know how when you enter a park, Chris, and you put your watch or whatever against the Mickey, the hidden Mickey, and Mickey spins, and the colors go around his ears and everything, and the turnstile. Mm-hmm. That's what happens to the Magic Band. That it flashes colors and stuff, and because of the colors and because of the haptic vibrations that occur, as Michelle indicated, you have to charge the Magic Band from time to time. So folks, when you get your Magic Band Plus, make sure you charge it overnight.
But it's got like different LED colors. It'll be different colors.
Yeah, very nice. I got my eye on the partner
He's already
statue
going to
one.
spend money.
Yeah. So money. I'm hearing all kinds of different price ranges, but let's say, for the sake of the show, let's say that the prices will range from $30 to $50. The difference is that the higher the price, the more designs on the Magic Bands. You can get special Magic Bands. You can get retro Walt Disney World design. I happen to like the one with the partner statue on it. Here's an interesting thing: because of the supply chain issue, not all of the higher priced ones are available right now. So that's an interesting.
They're not available at all right now, right?
I think you can buy them.
Oh, okay.
I think you can. They're not supposed to be. They may have taken them off the shelves. They're supposed to be available this summer. Well, guess what? It's summer. So we'll see. Let's see what else. Michelle mentioned that they will allow you to interact with the statues, that the gold statues that are around Walt Disney World for the 50th. You actually wave your I believe your Magic Band Plus will vibrate, and then you wave your hand in front of the statue, and the statue will talk to you, like Mickey will say, "Hiya, pal," or something like that.
So is there a speaker on your phone or on the band itself?
No, it's coming out of the statue.
Oh, out of the statue.
It's coming out of the statue,
Got
I
it.
think. They're supposed
Well, that's
to.
just like Universal, right? With the wand.
Yeah, I don't know how the wand is. Did you just replace the battery in the wand, or do you charge that? I don't know.
I think you just replace the battery, but I'm just saying it's not the wand that does the stuff. It's the things in Universal that do
Yeah,
the
it just
stuff
sends a
when
signal out.
Yeah.
I think Disney wants to take this one step further. They will the Magic Band Plus will vibrate and sparkle with lights and everything during the fireworks. The big thing that they have not released yet, but it's really close, and I think as soon as this is released, I think they're definitely going to be selling these things. There is a feature with the Magic Band Plus that allows you to be a bounty hunter in Galaxy's Edge. It's called Batu Bounty Hunter, and you go around using your phone. There's going to be a special app that you use with your phone to do some bounty hunting. It's pretty cool. I've seen a little bit
Chris's
about that.
interest is peaked. I saw his eyebrows go up.
Yeah. So you go over
Well,
to there's
was-
a special place.
No, I was
Special
just-
place. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Chris.
Sorry, Mike. Go.
There's a special place that is going to be opening up in Galaxy's Edge, where you go and sort of like start your journey, and you actually are looking for a bounty hunter, and you use your phone and your Magic Band Plus to get clues and walk around. And these bounty hunters are hidden behind like doors and windows and stuff, and you use your phone somehow to find them. It sounds like a very interesting functionality of the Magic Band Plus, and apparently there are more to come. It will be able to be used somehow with your Echo Dot. You'll be able to use Alexa with your Magic Band Plus. I don't know how or why, but that's being promoted right now. So there's a lot of things coming. Trying to think if there's anything else.
Yeah, it just reminds me of a lot of the what was the game? It was
The Pirates game.
the Pirates game, but also
sorcerers.
Kim Possible. That
Kim
the Kim
Possible,
Possible stuff where
yeah,
things would
yeah.
pop up and
Yeah.
it would do stuff like that. You could search for things and yeah, it's definitely an upgrade. It's interesting though. I think what the prices start? It starts at like at $19.99 or
I
something.
want
like
to
that. It
say
goes up to-
29. I want to say 29.99.
which some of the bands, the regular bands, were going for depending on what you were getting. So it's a toss up between the two. I guess if you're gonna get a Magic Band, you might as well get the ones that do weird things, right? I mean, but it's funny though. You could just do that for one person in your group. Like if you had a group of 4, you get one kid to get the band, and the rest can just watch it go,
I
right?
think that would go over well.
Well, it depends on the kids.
Yeah, with the twin kids.
Yep. So, what do you think, Michelle? Do you like this idea?
I'm like I love technology, but I'm sort of like a minimalist. Like I want the best thing that does the job that I need it to do. So I'm sort of like, if you ever watch Alton Brown, he always said in the kitchen, don't buy things that only do one thing. Buy things that do many, many things. I was really thrilled when I could just put my Magic Band away and just use my Apple Watch to get into the parks. Unlike Mike, who has 36 Magic Bands, I may have been given 36, but I keep 2. I have a purple one, my favorite color, and I have one with the aliens from Buzz Lightyear. I'm not a Magic Band collector. I would rather all of the stuff work on the device that I already have versus have to buy. And I'd rather spend the $29.99 and add it as a feature to my Apple Watch than have something else. And I saw the designs. None of them work for me. I don't know. It just didn't float my boat. Plus I have an obscenely small wrist. Like nothing fits me. I have to have the kid size of Magic Band. So I wonder how that's going to work out. So I'm just like, meh. If it allows people to be happy and interact, I think the Harry Potter wand thing is just brilliant. I just sit whenever I go to the Universal. I just walk around and say, oh my God, they just. If Disney can do that and keeps on upping the experience for people, I think it'll be fabulous. But I'd rather just do it all on one device. I don't want to have like multiple. It's hot, sweaty Florida.
Yep.
I want my Apple Watch. That's all I want to wear. That's about it.
Would you get it if they charged you for your Apple Watch?
Yeah, I would.
Okay.
If I just had it on
because I was
going to
say their big thing is getting people to spend the money on it, right? Because they got to cover the costs.
Give me an Apple Watch band that does it. I
Yeah.
would pay for that. I just don't want another thing to have to remember.
Sure.
And I'm just me. Like another. I don't know.
Yeah. They could add the lights and they could add the haptics to it. I mean, I'm sure there's a way to do it. And Apple seems to have a good relationship with Disney,
Yeah.
so I don't think it would be a big problem.
It's another thing to charge, right? How many things do I have to charge
I know.
that are Apple products already?
I know
Headphones and
Look,
iPads and computers and watches and.
I was going to say, when we go on vacation, we've got 4 of us with like multiple devices. There's like 3 or 4 laptops. There's 4 phones, a couple of iPads.
My packing list says a
we're
whole list
charging
of just what cords
wires.
I need.
Yeah.
And also I have a Kindle, like just for the
Yeah.
beach, right?
Yeah.
So
I know it's like one more thing to like they need to provide more outlets in your room to to help us with all of these devices now.
Right.
Because you're going to also be on your phone all day long with your
Mhm.
passes and stuff, and then there you have
Right.
to watch the
Right.
band beeping at you, and
Yeah.
so
I mean, one of my not to get off topic, but one of my favorite things about the magnetic stuff on the Apple Watch is that I don't even have to bring a wallet. Like I have my little connecting thing. It tells me if it's off. It gives me a little text if it comes off. So I just want less.
yeah.
I don't
I have
want
that.
more.
I have that one. The battery that goes on the back of the phone.
I have that too.
Clips on, and then I've got these little key rings that are chargers for your watch. Yep, that's. And then so I just carry those, and I
just
put it
have
onto
two
our
watches.
our bag or whatever.
I just have an old watch and a new one.
But I mean, I like the idea that they originally said. Remember when we first came out, there were so many problems with the bands, and we were having issues about being used, and you couldn't get in the parks, so they didn't light up when you got to the hotels or whatever it was. It's nice to see that they're trying to expand it. I mean, it's always good that they're trying to move forward with technology. I just, for me, Michelle, I'm sure it goes back to what we were talking about. It just feels like they're just over coordinating your experience. Like there's just so much. We're going to show you how to be happy. Let us just give you this, do this, stand here, go over there. And I can imagine there's going to be like hubs of people waving in front of the Mickey statue, or it's going to be more crowds
which
and
means
lines.
you don't need to, like with the Harry Potter wand, you don't need to buy a wand. You just
Stand there and
walk
watch
around with people who have the one. So I don't know, Mike. I feel like I rained on your parade. I'm happy to get one. I'm happy to test the technology. It's not gonna like rock my world.
I think we've just scratched the surface. They may have plans for what to do with the Magic Band. And for the record, I did not buy any of those Magic Bands. I got them free.
Right.
This would be the first one I would purchase if I was to purchase this one. It's interesting that it's a rechargeable Magic Band. It has to be because of the lights and the haptic.
Right. But let's say family of 4 has to recharge their Magic Bands. I could just see Evan, give me your Magic Band. Evan, I need to return. Evan, what you didn't charge your Magic Band?
No.
Oh, I guess.
I think that the target audience is adults. I don't think it's,
Well, the kids are going to want to use it. It's going to be for the kids. But it's the same thing. Like even as teenagers, my kids, like we'd have the Magic Bands. Like, where'd you put it? Or somebody walks out and they forget it. We have to go all the way back to the room. So I can only imagine having to charge it. I mean, they're still having problems like letting it open the door. Like sometimes our hotel door doesn't work. We had to bring our bands back down and fix it. I can imagine this.
Let's be optimistic. Maybe it'll be awesome.
I'm sure it's going to be awesome. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, there's going to be more problems initially.
Mm-hmm.
This would probably be like 3rd generation Magic Band, and I think that the Magic Band's batteries last 2 to 3 years, so this would last a little bit longer, and you have to purchase them now anyways, right?
So here's something. Say you go to a Disney resort, like Beach Club or Vero Beach, or you go on a Disney cruise and you could use them there. Okay, now you got my interest.
You
like
can.
now.
It's just like regular Magic Bands.
But you can't
Open
use
up
a
your
Magic
phone.
Band on a Disney cruise yet.
Oh.
But there are interactive little scavenger hunts that you can do. There's like a Muppet scavenger hunt that you can do on the Disney cruises, on some of them. So
Maybe
just to open the door would be great. Not to have the lanyard.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
Yeah. I mean, moving forward, I'm sure they have multiple plans to expand this, and
or the shows on the cruise. The shows would be.
I don't know the shows.
Yeah,
I like with the shows. I'm really curious regarding the discussion on the Echo Dot. How you be able. It works with Alexa. When you see the packaging, Chris, they are prominently displaying on the packaging works with Alexa. So there must be some big time plans.
But are you going to carry an Alexa with you down there?
I don't know what.
Or can you do something at home with it? I mean, is there going to be abilities that you can deal with at home? I mean, I'm sure there are options to all of this, and they can figure out new things. But
I have to say that I saw one of the marketing presentations, and it was so lackluster. It makes me realize how great Apple does with their launches
Yeah.
of products. But oh boy, was it boring.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Well, hopefully it all works. I'm excited to hear if you guys pick them up, if they're going to be available while you're away. It'd be interesting to
I'm
see.
sure we'll get it. I'm
So,
sure.
any other final words on the Disney band, or we got any other stuff to talk about the band?
It remains to be seen how well they are going to be received. We'll see.
Okay.
Details
what's-
coming soon.
So now, before we got on, Mike and Michelle teased some information they wanted to give to me. No?
Oh, I
Something
thought we were
to-
going to talk about HarmoniUS
Yeah, there was
first.
Oh, that's right. We were
Yeah,
going to talk about
right,
HarmoniUS. Oh, we'll have to leave
Right.
that. Okay.
Right. All right.
So apparently the other night I got a text message from Michelle saying, HarmoniUS is going to be live in just a couple minutes.
And you said meh.
I said, meh, I've seen it a couple of times in person.
Yeah. Really
Which is funny
interesting.
because I thought you guys were not too big a fan of...
Not a fan. But holy cow. They pulled out all the stops for this. Mike can talk about what people have said online, but
Oh,
it was fabulous. It was hosted by Idina Menzel. It had a chorus. It had an orchestra. It had amazing singers. It had I can't remember. I apologize. The young singer from Moana, Alawi. I can't remember her last name.
Bella?
Yeah, she I think you're kind of confusing two different people there. But anyway, the singers were fabulous. It was so well produced. However, the first thing I said to Mike after we saw it, I think it's available on Disney Plus now too, but the first thing I said is, boy, that was fabulous. And are the people who go to see HarmoniUS in the park going to be disappointed if that's what they're expecting? Because that is not what it is. So, Chris, I would highly recommend that you watch it. Very, very entertaining.
I'm assuming it's available on YouTube?
I think it's probably available on Disney. That's where we watched it on Disney Plus.
Oh,
we
Disney
didn't watch it
Plus.
on YouTube. We watched it on Disney Plus.
I didn't
Yeah.
realize.
So,
Oh,
yep.
Okay.
My only criticism is Idina Menzel was just a little loopy and over the top, but the
Loopy.
singing was
Loopy.
She was like, it was just a little too
What does
much,
that mean? I don't know what that means.
I don't
You mean, like
know.
her voice was wavering all over the
She
place?
was like,
Or
I
she
don't
just
know,
had a few drinks
overly
of-
enthusiastic. Yeah, like she was a little, I don't know.
She had a few Skywalker Ranch glasses of wine beforehand.
Too much coffee.
Do you agree, Mike?
Yeah,
That
she
was like
a little too much. She should have been more reserved, I thought.
Yeah. Everybody was like, thank you.
Elsa, you know? I don't know.
Thank you. I don't know.
Well,
But
she's
anyway,
a stage actress, so
aside
maybe
from
it's-
that,
she's playing to the cheap seats.
it was fabulous. I mean, there was Irish fiddlers. There were just really, really amazing singers. Mike will tell you I can be critical of singing.
Oh.
I've sung in choruses, and I thought everybody was on point. I thought it was really, really great. However, the last time we were at Disney, there were like 3 or 4 opportunities we had to see HarmoniUS because we were at Beach Club, and we were like,
Yeah. No, like I
walk
said,
around
yeah.
boardwalk. We didn't do it, and it didn't change my mind. I don't know if it was a big marketing thing, but what I would definitely recommend, and we'll watch again at HarmoniUS.
You know, it's said when the video is better than the actual in-person fireworks. So
yeah,
'cause that's the
I don't
big
know
thing, you
if they
wanna
were
go see
trying
it.
to like hype it for people. What do you think, Mike? What did you think of it?
Well, I think we both had the same reaction, Michelle, when we heard they were going to have a live HarmoniUS program. We thought HarmoniUS must be in trouble. There are comments online that says this was an attempt to resuscitate HarmoniUS. I do recall 4 or 5 months ago there was a survey going around asking guests about HarmoniUS, and comparing it to Illumination. So obviously, just like the other surveys we talked about in a previous show, Disney is listening and they were concerned. So they decided to spend a pretty penny.
Yeah.
As Michelle, I mean, this was a big time production. These people were dressed to the nines, as they say, when they were singing. They brought back those of you who are familiar with the Celtic women. I don't recall her name.
Mairead. Somebody.
She's a wonderful violin player, a fiddle, or whatever you want to call it. And she was there. They had, I don't I don't know for sure if these were the original voices who sing on the HarmoniUS track, but they were very, very good. It appears that they all lip synced.
I didn't see that.
I thought
What you said
sometimes
online.
I thought it and sometimes I didn't.
I didn't think it.
I think one of the things that I think, Michelle, you mentioned is that, and Chris, you may have said it too. It's like, you're watching, if you're watching this and you think, oh, wow, I can hardly wait to go to Epcot and see HarmoniUS. It's not the same as what you see on television because, number one, you have to be, and you know this, Chris, you have to be either in the World Showcase Plaza, which is where these performers were, directly across from the American Adventure, or you have to be in the American Adventure. Maybe you can get away if you're in.
I would say this was
Italy,
more of a concert than a fireworks show. The fireworks were sort of the backdrop, but wouldn't you agree?
Yeah,
It's much more of a concert.
I was wondering how they were going to do this with I believe it's a 17-minute fireworks show. So that was interesting. It was only 30 minutes, and one of the comments online was that why couldn't they sell this to ABC to put this on ABC? How come they had to have it on Disney Plus? Was it that ABC didn't want it, or they just couldn't figure it into the programming? But that was interesting. Again, it was just an amazing amount of money that they must have spent for a 30-minute show.
I'm surprised it didn't seem like 30 minutes, but
not
the other
30.
thing that you had mentioned was people said that the songs were switched very, very quickly. But what I said to Mike is that that's every Disney fireworks show.
Yeah.
Like, don't all the songs switch
Yeah.
really quickly?
Well, they had to. I mean, that's like I said, a 17-minute.
I thought it was great. And some performers came back and performed different things. Chris, I would recommend it.
I will give it a view. I honestly thought it was just like that first time when they broadcast the fireworks live, and we were all kind of like, oh God, I hope they're better in person.
Yeah.
And that's what I thought it was. I just thought it was another performance. So
So there has been some scuttlebutt that has
scuttlebutt
been saying that Disney
Tell us,
Plus
Pappy Russ.
Disney Plus is trying to encourage people to subscribe. They want more subscribers, and one of the ways they feel they can do this is to start producing more live stream shows. And this was one of the beginning. This was the first of many that they are thinking about producing and showing starting this fall. So we'll see where that goes. Keep that in back of your mind as we think about what HarmoniUS was last night. Yeah.
Look, I'd love to see more of that kind of stuff. I mean, it's funny. We've talked about our changing loves for Disney. Like I've kind of peaked and I'm coming down the hill, and I keep thinking the joy that I get from Disney is the joy that I got in the past. And I love going on to Disney Plus and watching the old Disneyland TV shows and the specials and stuff. And that brings that nostalgic feeling back to me. So I hope they do some more of those, but like live versions of them on Disney Plus would be right up my alley.
I'm going to make a prediction. I think that one of the live stream shows is going to be a half-an-hour show from a not so scary Halloween party, and it will finish off with the fireworks, Hallowishes, or whatever you want to call it, and that will be a way of showing people what the parties are all about, and maybe get more people to go. But I'm thinking that's going to be one of the live stream shows we'll see in the fall.
Well, that's like synergy.
What about the Christmas show at Epcot?
Yeah,
Possibly
of these things.
Plus Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve, July. I think they should do a July 4th stuff. July 4th thing. They can go from Magic Kingdom to Epcot.
I think these are all wonderful. I mean, it's like the old synergy thing, right? You would watch something on the Disneyland show and go, oh my God, I got to go see, it was like, they did like, Disney at night. And then you'd see all that there were the doings that were going on at night, and you would watch this and you go like, I have to go there at night. Or Disneyland through the seasons. And, they'd have those things, and you want to go see those things in person. And so you get the money twice, right? You get it for the video, and then you get it when you have to make the kids, go there. So it's a smart move. I would love to see more of that kind of stuff. No?
Yeah, I was just thinking about this friend that I just had dinner with tonight, who is a little bit older than me and from England. and she was saying how they would see Disney things in England, and everybody just wanted to. It was this big marketing thing. It was like a dream to go to Disneyland when you were a little kid in England. So I think it's smart, and I thought it was great.
Well, that's good. So
All right, are you ready for this next field trip idea that I have?
yeah,
Chris?
so for those that playing at home, I got a message was it from you, Michelle, or was it from Mike? Just saying it was from Michelle saying that we have this idea, and that's about it. So I'm not even going to read
All
anything
right.
more. I want to, because Mike will start just babbling and give it away before, as he does.
Mike. All right.
So
Great.
tell me
So I
what
want
is
you
this
to-
idea?
I want you to visualize this. Let's see if we can do this
Okay.
field trip. You, Mike,
Mhm.
and I, and 72 of our Disney fan friends are going to jet away for a 24-day, 23-night vacation that allows us to go to all 12 Disney parks worldwide, 6 countries, and also take a stop at 3 iconic international landmarks: the Taj Mahal, the Pyramids of Giza, and the Eiffel Tower. And I guess maybe we can wave to the Soarin' cameras as they go by. So I was wondering if you wanted to do this, but before you decide, I want you to think about this too. You would be allowed to have world-class accommodations that include stays at Disney's Grand California Hotel and Spa, at the Disneyland Resort, the Summit Skywalker Ranch, which, maybe you would have some of this wonderful wine that I'm having.
Yeah.
Tokyo Disneyland Hotel, Shanghai Disneyland Hotel, Hong Kong Disneyland Hotel, Abore Amaravillas, I don't know where that is, Agra, Marriott Mena House, Cairo, Disney's Hotel New York, Art of Marvel in Paris, and Disney's Grand California Resort and Spa in Orlando. Are you in?
Oh, I'm sure it costs nothing or next to nothing.
All
so
right.
yeah, totally.
Mike, are you in?
Yeah, I'll have to check my schedule.
Okay. All right. I'm going to pay for you both. All right. So
Sweet.
how much, Mike already knows, how much would you pay for everything that I talked about?
How much would I pay, or how much do I think it's worth, or how much do I think they're charging?
How much
Good
do you
question.
think they're charging?
I want to say it's $35,000 a person.
Wrong.
Okay.
Way off.
Okay. I was trying to be kind, but I know it's got to be way higher.
Yeah.
I didn't even look. I wish I'd seen this online, and I did not take a look. So you'll have to send me the link after. $100,000 a person.
Closer, much closer, but more.
Jeez. For how many days?
It is 24 days, 23 nights.
Wow. $120,000.
110, just shy of $110,000
Wow.
per person. When I first read it, I thought it was $100,000 for 75 people. I thought I could get 75 people and divide it by 100. No, it's
No.
$110,000 per person.
Wow. Yeah. No. No. I mean, it sounds like the trip of a lifetime, but people don't make $100,000 a year, much less for 24 days.
Yeah, or their vacation, like that's their vacation budget for life.
And this is this
It's
Disney?
Adventures by Disney.
It is Adventures by.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's called Private Jet Adventure. It's 75 people. I love the part that I love on this is it says that the trip's price starts at only $109,995.
And this
So-
goes
So
to
I
what we
think
were
it
talking
sounds
about.
wonderful. If I won the lottery, I'm telling you, I would do it. But I
Right,
don't have
right.
that kind of money.
Why did you say 72 people?
Because
it's 3 of us.
It's 3 of us.
72 people. Oh, okay.
72 more
the-
people.
The reason why I said 72 is I thought I saw someone someone who owns a travel agency, so to speak, not Becky, has already had 72 clients sign up for it.
Really?
Yeah, I have to check on that.
This just smacks of like the fake Star Wars cruise. Like they're just going for that high end now. They just want all the big cash outs. Like Disney is not for the everyday person anymore. It's for the high cost, high
Well,
finance.
I disagree with that sentiment because we're talking about a smidgen of their budget. So 109,995 times 75 is 8,249,625. That's a lot of money, but that
No,
if
I
you
get
look
that.
at that as a portion.
But I'm
Disney's
saying
budget,
who are
it's nothing.
they reaching out to for this kind of stuff? They're not reaching out for the plumber from Detroit. They're reaching out for the people who've got this large amount of disposable income.
But just like HarmoniUS, doesn't this create a buzz?
It
this
does.
create a conversation?
It sure does.
So it's
like one of those
smart in
things that
that way.
everybody kind of goes, "Oh, wouldn't that be so cool?" Can't do it.
Yeah.
So what's to gain from it other than making people disappointed that they can't go and do this?
Oh, I don't know. Seems kind of nice to dream about it. It's like winning the lottery, right?
I agree. That'd be a fun thing. I'd love to take a 1 month trip around the world visiting different
Yeah.
European countries.
If I won the lottery, I'd take a whole bunch of people with me and do this, including you, Chris.
Agreed. I would do the same thing.
Yeah.
That would be the first thing I would do. I'd put money aside for family and maybe a couple of friends. But I said a couple of friends.
I stand corrected. It's 74 people now.
Wow. But yeah, no. Look, but the first thing would be celebrate by taking a few people with us on a trip. Now you have to get those amount of people together to do it, or you could just be a part of it.
I think it's just 75 people is the limit. And so,
Is this a one-time thing or is this an ongoing thing?
I think it depends on how it goes, right?
Okay.
If it sells out really quickly. I mean, look, people are spending $5,000 for a weekend to go to this hotel.
I know.
Can you tell me people aren't going to take out a second mortgage and spend $110,000 on this?
Imagine you go with a family of 4. You're spending, $440,000. Wow. Wow.
Let me get this straight. You said it'll be available to only 75 people. Okay, so I read this wrong. This particular person is going along with 70. This person is going.
You're not talking. Yeah.
I know. Anyways, it's
We lost Mike. Mike is
That's
lost
a
in
lot
his
of
head.
money.
Come back to us, Mike.
It's.
Come on.
I don't know what's going on because I don't know if I mentioned this to the last show.
This is delightful. I don't know what's wrong with you guys. I think it's just.
Now I think you're playing us.
No, I really do. I think it's a very fun little idea that.
Okay.
I mean, listen, Mike. You and I have talked about winning the lottery. What's the first thing we always say we would do? Go to all the
buy a gallon of gas.
Yeah. Go to all the
Disney parks, of course.
Disney parks.
Yeah.
So
No, I get it. I totally get the fantasy of it all. But I had that fantasy before they provided you the ability to spend $110,000 to go on a trip. I just think it just seems like their focus is on the big spenders now. Like we've talked about in the past, their goal now is to make the quick bucks now and not worry about long-term.
well,
Guess.
if you look at any Adventures by Disney trip, you could do it cheaper on your own, right?
I know.
If I were to plan a trip to Africa, I could do it cheaper than the trips that I
Sure.
used to lead to Africa because
Yep.
I know what I'm doing. I
Yep.
think what people are paying for is that ease of like booking. Everything's going to be taken care of. All I have to do is enjoy myself.
No, a once in a lifetime thing. But,
Yeah.
But I mean, you have to. I mean, look. As much money as I would make in this world, I would think in my head I'd rather have that $100,000 go to my kids for their future than to me go for a 24-day trip. But to each their own. Like I said, it's everybody's got their own style.
For others, that might be disposable income.
right?
That's pretty good disposable income.
Yeah.
It's funny that they would. We're talking about we're bound to be going into a recession. We got gas at $5 a gallon. You've got groceries high and rents
Nobody
are high.
says that you
and
have to go.
I'm just saying, it doesn't make sense that they would do this. And
No.
and this comes on the heels of, we were talking about surveys, and they're hearing noise about them having trouble now getting people to book at the Halcyon, the Stargate,
Halcyon.
Halcyon, whatever the heck it's called, Papyrus.
Yes, Pappy Russ.
I mean, so on the one hand, you've got them possibly putting that HarmoniUS show on because people are not receiving it well. They're trying to do whatever they can to get the Star Cruise or whatever it's called. They want to get that booked, and now you've got it's so confusing to me. What are they trying?
Like, we're talking about different piles.
Yeah,
But
but
this
I mean,
is a huge
on the
like
one hand,
park pile, and this is travel
No,
pile, and why
well,
not?
so
I just-
one indicates that it's
What's
just.
the harm? Of
I guess
this?
that it's a crazy kind of a. I don't know. I see on the one hand, I see people who are complaining about prices and they don't, Disney is expensive, and it is, and all this stuff. And then on the other hand, I see, and Chris and I have talked about this a lot, people are still flocking to the parks. It's just a crazy.
Nobody's asking either of you to go on this
No,
trip.
no.
So
No, I'm just talking about the Disney philosophy, their business
Yeah.
statement. Like, who are they trying to reach now with these high-ticket items across the board? That's the problem I'm just seeing. And they're fine. They're allowed to do it. They're a corporation, and they're allowed to pick out.
and I would
again,
be
it's
shocked.
like Club.
Oh, okay.
What?
Club
Yeah,
33.
It's like
Yeah.
Club
Yeah.
33, right? They offer, like, not everybody has to do it, but if you're willing to spend $50,000 up front and whatever it is, $15,000 or $20,000 a year, you're more power to you. But it just seems like, I guess that's what it is. They're just offering this to those select customers.
Don't you both think that they're doing this because people ask them to do it?
Could be. But I also think it's a good way, like you said, it gets great publicity. It gets people talking about the Disney brand and the different places. It's a great way. It's got us talking about it. So I understand that part of it. I just, but I just think of Walt's initial mission statement, which was a place for all the families members to enjoy, but of all financial backgrounds. And I don't know if that's still that mission statement.
So, Chris, at the beginning, you said your estimate was 30,000. Would you pay that?
If it was 30,000, I think I would do it. I mean, I don't want to do it. I mean, I think I'm theoretically because I was just like, 24 days. I don't have 24 days. I have things to do.
I don't want to do it.
I mean, the value of what you get for the money you spend, yes, $30,000 is a great amount for
And
that
I think
trip.
you have to go into it realizing that this is not a relaxing vacation.
No.
This is not for the faint of
Yeah,
heart.
this is go
Right,
for
right.
24 days. You're not going to
Right,
have
and
any downtime.
You're staying in these fabulous places, but are you going to be able to enjoy the fabulous places?
How many different locations, Michelle? did you say?
18.
18 in
Oh.
24
4
days.
days.
23 days, 24 nights, or
And you got to figure that some of those are travel days, so you're not
Yep.
fully
Not
getting.
worth it. It's not worth it.
Yeah.
How can you enjoy?
24 days, 23 nights. Oh, 12 Disney parks. I apologize. They're
So-
18 Disney.
Does this also include? Does it say, Michelle, a VIP tour in each location? Because you'd need that because you're not there that long enough to enjoy
Sure.
the parks. You
I would assume that's part of the deal.
Oh, you better get it for $110,000.
Got to look at the
I better be.
specifics.
I better have Belle escort me to the front of the line. I mean,
Has to be Bell, of course.
has to be Belle.
Well, I know it's interesting. I'd
think
have to
so?
think about it. I'll get back to you on that one. So
All right. Thank you.
All
Thank
right.
you for getting back to me.
I will give you my opinions when I think about it more. I didn't think about it. I didn't have enough time ahead of time to prepare, so
Sorry.
I didn't get
Sorry
all
to
the
throw that at
information
you.
up front. But-
So are we going on hiatus? So what are we doing?
well, that's funny. Well, here's the thing. So
Let's decide now.
So when you gave me this little thing and you had said, I think you called it Mickey Mike's field trip. I think that was the term. I honestly thought that over the summer we've been taking hiatuses, over the summer.
Hiatus.
Papyrus.
Happy Russ.
Latin
Um,
first declension.
I thought that's what you were going to do. Like Mike was going to send out field trip reports as he was going around the world. And then I would just post it online. But it sounds like that what we're really going to do is just take a little break over the summer and gather ourselves and come back in a couple of months, a month and a half, 2 months, whatever it may be.
Yeah, we may pop up with a show here and there, maybe something.
Yeah, so keep us in your feed and make sure that we're still subscribed, and there'll be little things popping up. Who knows? Maybe I'll one day capture Becky and have a conversation with her about why would I spend $110,000 on a 24-day trip, or why would I go to Halcyon, or as Mike calls it, the Halcyon. Poor Mike. Oh boy. It's it's a rough.
As long as you guys know what I'm talking about, that's all that counts. Yeah.
It's a rock
As long as you guys know what I'm talking about.
Do you have to go when you go on this trip? Do you have to hit every rope rope that you
every rope rope?
Every rope rope? Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Let me papyrus.
Let me write this down on my papyrus paper. Oh boy. So, all right. So so we're gonna be out for a little bit. We hope you stick with us, and we'll be back soon. Anything else to add from you guys?
We just need a vacation, folks. We just need a
You want 24 days? I got 12 parks for you to go to. Very cheap.
If you're paying, I'm going.
All right.
I get plenty.
There you go. Nice.
Anyways.
All right. Well, that's going to wrap it up for this episode of Mickey Miles and More. If you want to reach out to us while we're away, hit us up on Twitter at Mickey Miles Pod. For Dr. Michelle of Scribner McLean, the Dean of Disney, Mike Scopa, I'm Chris Eliopoulos. We'll see you on the road and in the parks.
We hope you enjoyed listening to today's episode of the Mickey Miles and More podcast. For all of us here at the Mickey Miles and More podcast, this is Rick Gray saying thanks for listening and all your support. And until next time, we'll see you on the road.
Rope rope.
Papyrus.